Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 47 of our AEW series, and we're in the second week of January 2024, and the women's tournament continues today, among other things, of course, but that is the kind of primary focus for the rest of this month, is finding out who will face AJ Mendez at Blood and Guts. So let's just kick off straight away with the pre-show. So in a simple pre-show match, we had Risa Serra. I think this is the first time she's been in singles action against Sari. And Risa gets the win with the double knee drop. 56 rated, not bad. Tom Hannafin has been signed as one of our announcers because he has got one of the highest color commentary and highest announcing skills in the game, which is incredible. So he is now on the commentary booth. I think I'm going to have to review the commentary, and I might just have the same commentators for all shows because it really doesn't matter that much. Because it's not like we really see them. They just give us boosts, and we want boosts. We don't want them dragging us down. But yeah, Risa gets the win with a 50 performance. Sari with a 56 performance. Nice little opener. Recap, that's just Tom Hannafin. There he is. Moving on, we've got, I think, our second and final match of the pre-show. 70, decent. Kenta with a 71, even though he's in poor form. I can't wait for that poor form to disappear. But in a pre-show match that had decent wrestling and not much heat, Kenta gets the win. He puts Alex Coughlin to sleep in 14 minutes. Nice one. And just, this is a kind of pre-show Twitter video package thing, where Adam Cole calls out Daniel Garcia. He says, "Hey, I heard there wasn't going to be an open challenge this week. What's happened? That lasted long. I'm back. 2024 is the year of Adam Cole, baby. And I'm accepting the challenge, whether there is one or not. So I'll see you at Dynamite." So Adam Cole trying to reignite his career by challenging Daniel Garcia, probably one of the most informed men on our roster. So maybe not a good idea, but we'll have to wait and see. And that match is confirmed for Dynamite tonight, and it will open our show, which I think is coming up right now. Here we go. And then about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Daniel Garcia gets the win. He defeats Adam Cole in 24 minutes with the sharpshooter, and that's defense number 5 of Daniel Garcia's World Light Heavyweight Championship. 79 rated match. Daniel Garcia with an 87 and Adam Cole with a 63. Remember, I believe I said this in the award show, if Adam Cole does not get 2 70 plus ratings in, I think it was the first couple of weeks, but I'll extend it to Blood and Guts. So by the time Blood and Guts comes around, if he doesn't get 2 or more 70 plus rated shows, he is gone. And this is a 63, so it's not a good start for Adam Cole, baby. But it did get the show to a strong start, so I'll take that. Adam Cole, 2024 has not started good for him with a loss against Rampage Daniel Garcia. Following this, though, we quickly head backstage because Nick Jackson is seen beating the living shit out of his brother Matt. He's kicking his head in, he's thrown him into the wall a few times, and security have just made it, and they've just pulled Nick Jackson away, who is seething. You know, he's foaming from the mouth, and he just walks off while security and the oncoming medical team check on Matt Jackson. So yeah, this anger and animosity from Nick Jackson is still there, and we still don't really know why. But Matt Jackson is definitely getting the brunt of it all. 69 rated segment, fair enough, not bad. Yeah, moving on, we have got the next women's tournament match, and it is Shayna Baszler taking on Deonna Purrazzo. And in about that had decent wrestling but little heat, Shayna Baszler gets the win. She defeats Deonna Purrazzo with a knockout punch. Oh, do you know what? I was gunning for Purrazzo in this one, but Shayna is just a bit too much. So Shayna gets the win. Purrazzo with a 60, a little bit better than Shayna, which kind of sucks. And it got the crowd buzzing, apparently, because we love seeing Shayna Baszler knock people out. So Shayna advances to the next round in the women's tournament and will take on the winner of tonight's match between Kairi and Layla Hirsch. So whoever wins that will face Shayna in the next round. Following this match, we have got a little backstage segment. Will Ospreay, when it loads, is it going to load? Here we go. Will Ospreay, Lance Archer, and Jake Roberts have approached Drew Galloway yet again, and Ospreay just says, "Look, Drew, you know, you're an impeccable talent. You'd fit right in with me and Archer. We can take over AEW. You know, we can head for the trios belts. We can do whatever we want because we're just that damn good. And having you with us will just elevate us to the next level. So what do you say, man? Come on. Like, stop wasting our time. Stop wasting your time. What do you say?" And Drew just says, "You know what, Will? If you want an answer out of me, you're going to have to earn it. So tonight, me against you. How about that? And after the match, maybe I'll let you know my decision." And Will just goes, "If that's what it takes, you're on." So tonight we're going to get Drew Galloway taking on Will Ospreay. And speaking of will Drew Galloway give us an answer? Because Ospreay, Archer and Roberts have been kind of headhunting him for a while. Same with Christian, but we saw how that ended. 6-9 rated segment again. Not bad. Could be a little bit better. Should be a little bit better, if we're being honest. But we do head back to the ring now, where FTR are in the ring and have a few things they want to get off their chests. They believe they haven't been treated the best lately in AEW, and believe that they are well within their rights for a title shot, given their legacy and, you know, their stature in AEW. That is responded by Aussie Open, who come out and say, whoa, if anyone deserves a title shot around here, it's got to be me and Mark Davis, Aussie Open, because last I checked, we're undefeated in a very, very long time, including defeating you guys. So maybe you guys should get to the back of the queue and let us have our title shot. This then culminates into a match that has been announced for next week. Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood of FTR facing Carl Fletcher and Mark Davis of Aussie Open. The winner will get a title shot at Blood and Guts against the Golden Lovers. So that is announced for next week and should be a very good match. Following this segment, Tony Schiavone has got hold of Nick Jackson again and hopes that he can hear more than what he heard last time. He says, "Nick, we saw what you did earlier tonight. I mean, you sooner or later you're going to have to explain your actions. What is going on?" Nick says, "It's none of your business, Tony, but if you must know, I think it's obvious enough. The Young Bucks are over. The Young Bucks are dead. And from henceforth," I can't see Nick saying henceforth, can you? I say from here on out, there we go, "I am the only Buck in AEW." And then he just walks off. So it seems like Nick is 100% going solo, but keeping the little Buck name. So he's calling himself the only Buck or the best Buck. I don't know what he's calling himself. But he seems to have ripped the rights of that name away from his brother, Matt Jackson. Hopefully we'll hear some more from one of them, because yeah, it's a tragic affair when family members fall out, isn't it? After this, though, Renee has Daniel Garcia just to kind of get his reactions on Adam Cole and everything that's happened. And Daniel Garcia just says, "Yeah, you know, Adam Cole, he's a great talent. He's someone that I looked up to, you know, when I was entering wrestling. And it's great to have a match against him." He's like, "But in all honesty, Renee, my eyes are solely focused on Bryan Danielson. I want a rematch with Bryan. Our match was great, but I believe it can be better. So, Bryan, if you're listening, I'm calling out a challenge to you." And just as he says to you, Adam Cole, whoa. Daniel, I mean, what is your obsession with Bryan? I mean, come on, he's not that good. Like, yeah, my past, 12 months in AEW haven't been the best, but I can compete with Bryan. I'm on the same level as him. I don't understand this obsession. Like, we've just had our match and you're talking about someone else. You should be raving about me. You just entered the ring with Adam Cole, baby. Have a little bit of respect. Otherwise, I'll have to teach you some respect. And Daniel just kind of scoffs and goes, "What, the kind of respect that I just taught you in the ring when you tapped out?" And Cole's like, "I wasn't tapping out. I was just, really positioning my hand." And the referee called it, and yeah. And Renee's kind of just like, "Okay, I think I'll just leave you guys to this." And Adam just says, "There's nothing to be left. Just you wait, Garcia. Just you wait." And Cole storms off. So, Adam Cole clearly not finished with Garcia, or not finished in general, because he's desperate to prove himself this calendar year and Garcia seems to be the one he wants to prove it against. But on the flip side, Garcia just wants to have a match against Bryan Danielson again. I mean, who wouldn't? What a star he is. And I feel like the two of them could really, elevate their performances if they get another chance. But yeah, that is that. Let's move on to our next women's tournament match. It is Kairi versus Layla Hirsch. Let's go. 67, nice. And then About the had decent wrestling, but little heat. Kairi gets the win. She defeats Layla Hirsch in pretty convincing fashion with the insane elbow and advances to the next round, meaning that Kairi will be facing Shayna Baszler in the next round. And I believe that is a rematch of the Mae Young Classic final from quite a few years ago now. I think Shayna won that, even though Kairi really should have, let's be honest. But yeah, that should be an exciting affair. So the final four in Dynamite, let's see if I can remember. It is Sky Blue, Hikaru Shida, Kairi, and Shayna Baszler. One of those four women will go to Blood and Guts to face AJ Mendez and the winner of the Collision side of the tournament. But Kairi with a 71, awesome, and Layla with a 51, not bad. We have a quick promo, a quick, interruption of the show from CM Punk himself in 84. That's not good, is it? CM Punk says that he will be heading to Collision this week to seek out the coward Jay White, who has been avoiding him since what happened. And he said he'll be bringing the cavalry. So Chris Bay and Kenta, I assume, will be following him over there. So Jay White, watch your back, my boy, because they're coming. And then finally, we are at the main event. It is Drew Galloway taking on Will Ospreay. Let's go. 79. Okay, I thought this would be better too, not gonna lie. So in the bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Drew Galloway gets the win. He defeats Will Ospreay in 24 minutes with the Claymore kick. 79 rated show, and post-match, Drew Galloway calls for the mic. Will Ospreay's kind of, just recovering, holding his chin, looking up, and he's like, "You got an answer, mate?" And Drew kind of lifts the mic to his chin and then drops the mic and walks off, like just laughing to himself. He knows that he's got this boy on his string, so he's not giving an answer just yet. And that is how we end our show. Let's see how we did. I don't think this was a very good show based on our recent ones. 78. We've lost some popularity. I mean, as long as we're floating around the 77 plus, that's all that matters, because 77 is big, and I think we're under like a thing over the next month, or we have to maintain big in order to stay, otherwise we'll just dramatically fall. So yeah, 78 is fine. We did lose our popularity, but as long as we're floating around that area, that's all good for me. But yeah, decent show overall, nothing out of this world spectacular. Good opener from Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole. Adam Cole has got a fire lit inside of him. He's desperate to prove himself, mainly because he probably heard my threat. So we'll see if he can do that. FTR Aussie Open announced for next week. That should be a good one. Punk we will see very soon on AEW Collision. And Drew yet to give an answer to Will about joining them or, not joining them. So yeah, that is Dynamite done. Let's move over to Collision. I'll see you guys over there. Okay, and here we are for AEW Collision. Just a quick announcement. It was confirmed during the week that Jay White will be taking on Rey Fenix tonight in singles action. No specific reason why. It's just been announced. Jay White has said he'll be at Collision, so they thought, fuck it, let's give him a non-title match. And of course, we will have the main event, which is Hangman Adam Page, who offered the challenge in a way to Jon Moxley, and the winner will face Jay White at Blood and Guts. We've also got two more matches within our women's tournament. So that is Tay Mello taking on Miyu Yamashita and Mia Yim taking on Jamie Hayter, among many other things. And of course, CM Punk said he was going to be here to seek out Jay White. But first, we got the pre-show. And in our first match, which was decent, El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Dralistico in 8 minutes with the 630 Senton 65 overall. El Hijo with a 72, which was nice. Dralistico with a 48. Not as nice. I really like Dralistico. I think he's great. But, there's not much going for him here. Following this, we've got one more pre-show match, and it is Calvin Tankman taking on Evil Uno, who have zero chemistry. But Tankman gets the win nonetheless with the Tankman driver, a 62 overall, Tankman with a 66, and Uno with a 48. And Tony Schiavone and Chris Jericho have good chemistry when calling matches. Yep, Chris Jericho is on our commentary team for Collision, because I think his colour commentary stat is like 97, so it'd be stupid not to. I said to him, hey Chris, I want to be a colour commentator, and he was like, yeah. And then I was like, hey Chris, want to retire? And he was like, fuck off. So yeah, he's not retired yet, but I think I'll keep asking every month or so. Yeah, cool. That is our pre-show done. Sorry, I had a little bit of a moment there. And we are heading straight into Collision. And who else is going to open the show but CM Punk? He said he was here, and he's here. And he's here, and he says, there's not much to say. I said on Dynamite that I would be here to call out and seek Jay White. I know he has a match tonight, so I figured if I just stay here, he'll have to come out. And he just sits down cross-legged like Punk always does. And boom, Jay White's music hits, and out he comes, pointing at CM Punk, saying, you want me? I'm right here. But unfortunately, right behind Jay White is Death Triangle, who attack him and beat him down, and Punk just sits in the ring and watches, loving every second of it. This does mean that our opening match is Jay White versus Rey Fenix. So once security had come out, kind of cleared Pac and Pentagon, and Punk had made his own way up to the ramp, Jay White eventually recovered, took off his leather jacket, got his 2 titles off ringside, and we've now got our opening match. Jay White, who has been beaten down a bit, facing off against Rey Fenix. 2 great opening segments. Let's see how the match does. A 77. Really? A 77. They've got good chemistry, and it's a 77. Jay White with an 89. Rey Fenix with an 88. And it got a 77. I feel like recently, especially since we hit 2024, I feel like the game's against me. This shouldn't be a 77. This should be an 88 at least. What did we get negatives for? Poor announcing. Announcing quality was low experience. Odd face heel combo, what because they're both faces. And that's it. That should knock it down that much. I don't know. Either way, 77, opening match. Jay White gets the win, just in case you hadn't read it yourself, sorry. In 24 minutes with the Blade Runner. So Jay White defies the odds of being beaten down and manages to get the win. Congrats, champ. You deserve it. Following this, though, we head backstage where La Facción have welcomed Sammy Guevara into their team. And Sammy brings his wife with him, because why not? And he just asks, he goes, hey guys, Tay's here. And they're like, oh, hey Tay, how's it going? And he's like, I figured, we could have a female represent La Facción. She's in the women's tournament. Might be a good idea. So Andrade, Jose the assistant, Rouge, they all kind of get into a little huddle. And Andrade says, we'll have to see the match first, but yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So it seems like Tay Mello has her own little audition to see if she will be in La Facción, and her match is up next. It's Tay Mello taking on Miyu Yamashita. And in a bout that had decent wrestling but non-existent heat, Miyu Yamashita gets the win. She defeats Tay Mello with the Crash Rabbit Heat. 65 rated match, pretty good. Tay Mello with a 57, Miyu with a 61. And confusingly, Tay Mello are on different sides of the thing. We know that, but it's 2 greens against 1 red, so I'll take it. So that means Miyu advances to the next round, and Tay Mello is out, despite a pretty solid performance. So whether she's in or out of La Facción, I guess we'll have to wait and see on that decision. But that means that Miyu does advance, and Tay Mello is unfortunately knocked out. Her opponent is decided tonight. It will either be a Mia Yim or Jamie Hayter. But that is later on in the show. But first, we have some tag team action. Wheeler Yuta and Zack Sabre Jr. have absolutely zero chemistry. Oh, that sucks. I was hoping this would be a new fun tag team, but I guess not. This will be their one and only win. But in a decent match, Wheeler Yuta and Zack Sabre Jr. defeat Jeff Cobb and Leo Rush when Zack Sabre Jr. pins Lio Rush with the Zack Driver, and that shows how bad chemistry, how much it affects. Zack Sabre Jr., who averages mid-80s, got a 65 because of the poor chemistry. Wheeler was a 57. Leo and Jeff Cobb in the mid-70s, which is nice to see. Got the crowd buzzing as well, and Jeff Cobb's in amazing form, so we should probably start taking advantage of that. 73 overall, fair enough. That's the end of this one and the end of this tag team. After this, we have a little interview with Hangman Page, and just says that he's looking forward to earning his rematch. He says that, you know what, I kind of agree with Moxie's statement of why when someone loses their title, why do they immediately get a rematch? He's like, I get it, but I think it's better to earn your title matches rather than be handed them. And tonight, I'm going to earn my rematch and defeat Jon Moxley. So, confident words from Hangman Page, the kind of level-headed one of the kind of title scene, let's be honest. Jay White, even though he is the world champion, he's distracted by so many things right now. Yeah, it's kind of more focus on these two rather than the actual champion, but he's got many targets on his back, as we've discussed before. 92 rating, so it's Adam Page on the mic, so who can complain? Not me. But before that main event, we do have our next women's tournament match, and it is Mia Yim taking on Jamie Hayter. 73, nice. And in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Jamie Hayter gets the win with the curb stomp. She defeats Mia Yim in 14 minutes. Mia with a 56 and Jamie with a 76. Go on, Jamie. And yeah, she gets that public support that she's had for God knows how long. But 73 rated match is very good, and Jamie advances to the next round, facing Miyu Yamashita in 2 weeks' time, I believe, or next week. Let me have a look. Oh, it's actually next week because it's the next round, isn't it? So next week, Jamie Hayter will face Miyu Yamashita, and of course, Ashley Blackheart will be taking on Demi Bennett. And just to confirm the Dynamite ones, because I don't think I did, it will be Sky Blue taking on Hikaru Shida and Kairi taking on Shayna Baszler. Those are our semi-finals, and they will happen in the next episode. But first, we have to decide who our number one contender is for the Men's World Heavyweight Championship. Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page. Who's your money on? Let me know, because we're about to find out right now. An 81. This is bullshit. Come on. What's up with these ratings? Like, can someone explain this to me? I'm not... Hold on. Announcing was penalised for low experience. Was penalised for poor announcing. But that's the only thing. And lack of psychology. But that doesn't matter. Oh, come on. Look at this. Jon Moxley got a 99. Hangman with a 100. But it got an 81 rating. And they've got great chemistry. Someone explain this to me. I don't understand it. But yeah, so in a bout that had sensational wrestling, first time I've seen that, and fantastic heat, Jon Moxley defeats Hangman Adam Page in 23-23 with the paradigm shift, meaning that Jon Moxley is our new number one contender and will go on to face Jay White at AEW Blood and Guts. Damn, Hangman Adam Page probably shouldn't have put his number one contendership on the line, but he has, and he's failed at the final hurdle. So Jon Moxley will face Jay White at Blood and Guts, and what a match that hopefully will be. And I think it's the announcing we need to sort out. I'm going to look at that post-match and just find people that, one, have good experience and two, have good announcing stats, and we'll just stick with them for everything. Because I don't want a match like this, which, let's be honest, a 99-100, this should have been a 100 rated match. Let's be honest, it should have, but it wasn't. So that's annoyed me. Anyways, let's end the show, see how we did. 81, cool. We don't lose popularity anywhere, so that is a win. We've got a new number one contender. We've got some semi-finalists. We've got a tag team that we're never going to use again in Wheeler Yuta and Zack Sabre Jr. And yeah, Jay White is just being targeted left, right, and center. Tonight it was CM Punk and Death Triangle. Next week, who knows? But you'll have to tune in to find out. So thank you very much for this episode, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.